It has a scoop, what I call a scoop nose. The water pulls the lure deep, and these two wings pull it flat so it swims like a fish through the water. And you can pull it against the current and it will still run deep, and we'll show you how that works. So the lure's down. That's
keep going.
What makes Metlfly deadly, because the fish are hanging out deep under those rocks and next to them. So the lure's down where the fish are. Plus, because you're pulling it against the current, you have tension on the line, so you got a lot more hookups instead of just hits.
Keep going.
You can see it just looks like a little fish or aquatic animal swimming through the water. Metlfly's been catching fish since the late 40s.
I'm going to do another one, keep going. I'm trying to get that perfect close-up.
The copper, they also come in brass and nickel-plated silver. This is a brook trout from high mountain streams in Yosemite.
Right there. Okay.
There he is. That being a very tiny brook trout. Stop wiggling, you crazy fish. There you go.
Okay.
It's that riffle. And then we're going to cast it over there and retrieve it right up next to this big rock on the left, and we got a fish on. And you can see the effectiveness of casting downstream and directing the retrieval right underneath the rock. This is a tiny but precious brown trout. And he's back in the water, so I can come back in 5 years and catch him when he's a trophy trout. There's a nice fish. Metlfly special. Look at that gorgeous brookie. Look at the incredible blue, red, you know, fluorescent colors on that fish. Did you notice? Whoops. The quick disconnect, and here's his bottom jaw. Nice cast. Oh man. I don't know if your video got that, but a nice big one came rushing out after that fly. There he hit. Hit again, hit again. There he is, folks. That's a nice brook trout. Come on up here. This guy's a little bigger than the last. Again, incredibly gorgeous colors on that little 7-8 inch brook. Another perfect for Metlfly spot. We don't need to get very close. Metlfly will allow us to fish from clear back here. The lure will stay under the water. Another spot where I fully expect we'll have a positive result. Lure's in the water, we're running deep, and we got ourselves another fish. This one, however, comma, is not a brookie. This, folks, is Mr. Brown Trout, my favorite. Nice red spots, beautiful golden body, hanging out down there where only Metlfly, only that little micromite's gonna get this guy. Putting him back in the water. Try again. Now I think my cameraman is starting to understand why I like this sport. Semi-upstream, semi-cross-stream action there. A rod tip up a little bit. And I don't think that lure's in the water 2 seconds before Mr. Brown Trout decided that looked like a good meal. But unfortunately for him, Mr. Rainbow's the one that hit it. This is a little rainbow trout. And they're going to put him back in, and maybe we'll get that brown on the next cast. He hit within a second of that lure getting in the water. Which brings me to another point. If you're going to be an effective trout fisherman, especially in streams, you need to be retrieving that lure the instant it hits the water. Here's another guy. Looks like a little brookie. I think my cameraman was right. Jason can recognize a good spot when he sees one. 2 for 2 so far. Try this again. We're coming right through that water, and we're 3 for 3. This is a little brookie. I think that old micromite's not spending more than a couple of seconds in the water before these guys are hitting it. If the limit's 5 trout, folks, you just got your limit in about 2 minutes. And you know, Metlfly was designed by my father, who became aware of spin fishing in World War II in France, came back, didn't like the spinners because of the way he had to fish them, thought he could reinvent the wheel, and he did with Metlfly. The lure we're using today is the last one he designed in the early 60s, called the Micromite. It was also the smallest one. It's only a 1/20th of an ounce, but it has a wonderful action, swims deep in streams like this, and is just an incredible producer of fish. And for years, I used to use the Metlfly number 2 almost exclusively, and finally, I gave these a try, and now micromites are probably 80% of what I use when I'm out fishing small streams. It's just way fun to catch lots of fish, including big ones, on a little tiny lure with a number 14 hook and very light tackle. So what you're looking for is some fun. This is the one. And I think it was my dad's crowning achievement as a lure designer to design a lure so tiny that weighs so little that is so effective. You see, we're bringing this lure right up that riffle, staying nice and under the water. There's a fish after it. There he goes. And we have pulled out a little rainbow, casting up against the current, sort of the way this lure was designed to be fished. So what if you're looking, if your idea of fishing is actually catching fish, this is the way to go. A little different technique than other lures and spinners, but for a whole lot of reasons, a lot more effective. So my dad was a pilot. When he designed the first Metlflies, he actually made them out of the tops of baby food cans, bent the metal, and then when he was flying in the DC-3, he'd open the window and hang them out the window to check out their action. And when he was happy with it, he went ahead and made a few, showed them to the local sporting goods stores, which happened to be called Ellingson's in San Bruno, California. They loved them and said, you know, you ought to start manufacturing those. The first thing you need to do is get dyes. We went to the dye maker to make dyes. The dye maker said, that's no problem, just $10,000 a dye. And that turned out to be a problem. So my dad bought a book on dye making and made all his own dyes. So we have a punch press, a bunch of dyes, and punched these lures out. And when I was a kid, Saturday afternoon we spent assembling fishing lures. So that's a family business. And there are a lot of devotees of Metlflies. Even though we really haven't offered them commercially since the mid-70s, I really felt like I needed to revive my dad's legacy. So we're bringing these back. And all those people who write me every year wanting them will be able to get them. I haven't been real happy with me because I've always just kind of hung on to what I have, so I don't want to run out. I can brag that never in my life, not once, have I ever been outfished by anybody using anything other than Metlflies. Above that riffle, no way we're scaring any fish. I'm standing in the shade. We're going to cast this lure down to the bottom of that riffle and just bring it straight upstream. And because it's a Metlfly, it's going to swim right down toward the bottom slowly, and these fish will have a good opportunity to grab themselves a snack, which I think is very well deserved. So let's see what happens. All right. Cast a little shorter than I wanted, but we had a hit instantly. I'm gonna have to give this one another shot. Fish was on that within a second of the lure hitting the water. That time when we cleared the back of the pool, there's a fish after it. I can see him. Sometimes these fish just don't know what's good for them. Going over that little spot on the side in the shade. And this time I'm going to give it a cast right down that riffle a little bit on the left side. Perfect cast. We're coming up. So with that little spot, we had a follower on one cast and a hit on the next. So you see Metlfly did its thing. Now I'm going to put this cast right up in the shadow of that rock. And see if we can pull Mr. Big Fish out of his little hiding spot in there. Right there. Now I'm going to cast a little farther down the side. We caught a stick. And while I appreciate catching anything I can, can't really eat a stick. We hit another stick. Now we're in the water. I grew up watching my dad do this. Probably the best fisherman I ever saw. Left-handed, beautiful smooth cast. There we go, right to the bottom of that pool. We'll try it again to the right side this time. Right. Well, by the way, the fishing rod I'm using is a Silaflex SP58-3, 5 feet 8 inch long little 3-piece pack rod that actually was built by Silaflex after my dad took one of their fly rod blanks. Boy, had a nice hit there. Cut it, discarded the bottom quarter of it, Made a 3-piece pack rod out of it. Loved it so much I went to Siloflex and said, you know, you guys, you really need to stiffen up the butt a little bit and make yourself a nice rod here in the next year. And we saw them at the boat show, they had done that. Here's a little round rainbow trout doing what he should be doing, which is eating a micromite. That's a perfect spot right down there where there's the overhang brush, a little bit of current, and not to brag, but that's a perfect cast right there. All right, I'm going to walk down here. The easiest way to do that, you know, in a place like this is you can stand well back and cast from areas far above the stream where you know they're not going to see you. And you got a lure that'll still go where it needs to go. There's a beautiful spot down there. Am I talking to myself or are you getting any of this? All right. You can see there's a spot on the right down here. We've kind of walked a little bit past it, so I'm gonna have to do a little cross stream, 3/4 upstream casting here. And with a Metlfly, when you're casting upstream, you want to hold the rod tip high so the lure doesn't go too deep. You need to retrieve a little faster so it still has good action. So you do that. Whoa. Not a little hit here, but I'm going to cast right into this rock here. Now, I'll turn my attention to the better looking water. And again, I'm standing a long way from these pools. And the first one I'm going to try is the smaller pool off to the right that doesn't look as promising. But you might as well give it a shot first. I think we had a fish hit that because I saw a lure pop out of the water. I'm going to give it a second cast. All right, now I'm going to go right on the left side of that rock. See what we can do. Boy, it's just beautiful water. Of course, the Sierra, just famous for beautiful water because it's so crystal clear. Whoop, had a nice hit there. I think it was a brookie. One of the things that's very essential in stream fishing, you need to keep your eye on your lure at all times. You need to know where it is so you can direct it around rocks and realize when you actually have a fish. You can see this water is quite low. We're here in the end of August and up by Tioga Pass in Yosemite. So it's the water's very low and you really have to pick your spots. Gosh darn it. Hi, I'm Kent Douglas and I'm up here with my Metlfly fishing lures again. We've hiked into Yosemite National Park to Gaylor Lakes. I'm a pretty avid fisherman, mostly stream fishing, and this lure was specifically designed for streams, but it's killer in lakes. So I thought I'd better get up here and catch a few of the brookies that are out here so you can see how well it works. So, you know, the Metlfly has a little scoop nose and wings. It runs deep and swims through the water and is really effective. So let's throw a couple of casts out there and see what we can do. Hi, I'm Kent Douglas and I am the son of Jim Douglas, who invented the Metlfly fishing lures, and today we're up here at Gaylor Lake, and
Let's just start over. You had a really strong start. Let's try that again.
Hi, I'm Kent Douglas, son of Jim Douglas, who invented the Metlfly fishing lures back in the 50s and a couple of them in the early 60s. Metlfly is a great lure that was originally designed to use in streams. It's designed to, you can pull it against current, it'll still run deep and has a swimming action, and really probably the best stream lure in the world. Today we hiked up here to Gaylor Lakes in Yosemite because I want to show you how well these lures also work in lakes. And the lure we're choosing to use initially is the Micro-Mite. Now this is the smallest of all of our lures, only weighs about 1/20 of an ounce. And when you use this lure, you're using 2-pound test line, maybe really thin 4-pound at the most. But these little lures are really killer for these fish that are in the 12 to 14-inch range. So let's take a few casts and see what we can come up with. All right.
Give you a cast.
Of course, it would be ideal if you could use a float tube or a little kayak or canoe and get out there in the middle. Earlier in the year, when the bugs are all hatching, they're in this shallow water like crazy, and it's a lot of fun to fish from shore. But we're up here now and toward the end of August, and being out in the middle of the lake is really pretty much ideal. But if you look out there in the lake, there's nobody in the middle of this lake.
What, you didn't bring your canoe up?
You know, I can only so hard just to get myself up here. By the way, the fishing rod I'm using is an old Silophylex rod from the mid-50s, and it's not a big rod, it's a pack rod.
Rolling.
So this is the Micro-Mite, the smallest of all Metlflies. It weighs about 1/20 of an ounce. You can see up in front it's got a little scoop nose and 2 little wings on the side. So when this swims through the water, the scoop nose pulls it deep and the wings kind of pull it level, so it just swims through the water. On the connector, you can see it's bent so it can't go back, so the lure doesn't hang up on itself. So this is actually my favorite lure for small streams and creeks and beaver ponds and things like that. Then boy, it's deadly for fish up to over 20 inches long. He seems like probably a pretty typical one here. You can see him out there just at the surface. Look at that beautiful fin. Just get a shot of that. Look at those beautiful fins and colors on that fish.
Okay, hold it.
You can see the beautiful black and white stripes on the fin, the beautiful iridescent red on their bellies and fins, red spots, a little bit of gold in the background, blue circles around the red spots, worms on their back. These are some of the most beautiful fish you're ever going to find in fresh water. Of course, they're not supposed to. I got to get him back in the water, folks. Very carefully plunk him in there, and that boy is gone. Pretty fish, huh? That's a beautiful fish. All right, it looks like we have another one. This one, of course, also being a brook, maybe about the same size as the last one, a little bit bigger. You always hope they're a little bit bigger. They always seem bigger in the water till you get them out. But he again has the same beautiful colors of the last one.
Talk loud. Keep going.
So I think we'll just kind of ease him up over the bank here. But that's what's so fun about this lake. This guy's a little bigger. This guy's probably about 12 inches. Whoa, there we go. There he is. Hopefully he sits there. Now you should get a nice shot of him. About a 12 incher. You can see by how long he is compared to my fishing rod handle. Whoops. There you go. You can see it's 12 inches from the end of the handle to there, and that's about what he is. Pretty fish. Beautiful big head on him. Look at the gorgeous, gorgeous
Micromite.
iridescent. And of course there's the famous Metlfly micromite sticking out of his mouth, and very easy unhook. And then we will slide this guy back in the water. Or should we keep him for dinner? Boy, he was gone in a hurry.
All right, now I just want you to know that you're going to think I'm exaggerating. You're going to think I'm lying when I tell you when he uses micromites, which he always does, he always uses Metlflies. That's all he ever uses. But my husband, when he goes fishing, he catches a fish like every 2 or 3 casts. That is the truth. And when I'm with anyone else fishing, it's so boring. It's so long. We just sit and wait for a fish. But with Kent, there's a fish every 30 seconds. In fact, I can tell you, I have a video of him, and in 5 minutes, he caught 4 fish. This is an amazing. Metlfly is the best. Everyone should be using it. I do not know why anyone uses any other lure, and that is the honest truth.
Do you think it's the lure? Do you think Kent has something to do with it, or do you think it's pretty much the lure? Would Kent be any shamble of a fisherman without him?
Well, Kent taught my sons to fish, and let me tell you, they catch them almost as rapidly as Kent. But I do have to say, he is an amazing fisherman. He does know where to get that lure, and he can get it there. He knows where he wants it to go, and he knows how to get it there.
Awesome.
So that is helpful.